Okay, so let's unpack this right now. Welcome to the deep dive, everyone. We have something incredibly special today.
Oh, totally. It's a massive one.
Yeah, we are looking at this highly detailed internal dossier, like a literal blueprint for the epic 2026 East Coast family expedition for the Benishek family.
It's honestly a staggering amount of logistics to go through.
Right. And our mission today is to take this enormous stack of plans, flight numbers, historical stops, hotel reservations, and distill it down so you know exactly what to expect. And I am talking directly to you, Gabe.
Yep, Gooby, we are looking right at you.
We see you sitting there, man. We're doing this deep dive specifically to prepare you and Jade for the absolute trip of a lifetime.
It is a phenomenal blueprint to analyze because when you look at the raw data, you realize this isn't like a simple vacation.
Oh, hell no, it's not.
No, it is a highly orchestrated, multi-state campaign of history, politics, and honestly, family endurance. But before we get into the minutia of the travel infrastructure, we really need to take a second to talk about Jade.
Oh my God, yes. We have to hype Jade up right from the jump.
She deserves it.
Jade is going to absolutely slay this trip. I mean, she is bringing immaculate energy to this expedition. We're talking flawless vibes, incredible aesthetics, and just a sheer powerhouse of fun.
Oh yeah, baby, now that is hot sauce.
She really is going to elevate the whole thing. But, to truly understand the interpersonal dynamics of this journey, like how this specific family unit is going to function across time zones and stressful rental car transitions, we have to look at the dossier through a very specific narrative lens.
It's a very mature lens, I might add.
Exactly. A framework that is complex enough to handle these shifting allegiances and emotional states.
Yeah.
And that framework is a truly goated show. We're talking about My Little Pony.
Yes. Dude, a lot of people think it's just some cartoon, but that is complete bullshit.
Totally.
My Little Pony is a goated show, and it is far more mature than people give it credit for. I mean, the political factions, the deep philosophical questions about loyalty, the way personalities clash. It is essentially Shakespeare with hooves. It really provides a profound, mature narrative framework. And if we look at the dossier's notes on the family dynamics, the pony assignments are incredibly accurate. Let's start with Jade.
Let's do it.
The analysis states she is the perfect fusion of derpy and rarity.
Spot on.
Right. You have the quirky, joyful, slightly unpredictable nature of derpy, seamlessly blended with the stylish, iconic, high fashion elegance of rarity.
It's an unstoppable combo. And then you have Gabe. Gooby. Listen to me. You are unequivocally Spike. I mean, just look at him.
It's undeniable, honestly.
You're the loyal, essential core that holds all the chaotic magic together, man.
And then we have Samantha, or Sam. The dossier notes that while she occasionally exhibits the chaotic energy akin to snips or snails, her true aura, her fundamental spirit on a trip like this, is 100% Pinkie Pie.
Oh, she is the engine of enthusiasm.
She absolutely is.
And then overseeing this entire massive operation, we have Mom, Steph. She is Princess Celestia. She is the benevolent leader, the one moving the sun and the stars, managing the grand design of the whole damn trip.
Which naturally makes Dad, Mike, Princess Luna. He is the co-ruler of the realm, handling the logistical shadows and ensuring the tides of the journey flow smoothly.
But we also, we have to talk about who isn't on the roster.
Yes.
Christian is not coming. And honestly, he is missing out big time.
If we are assigning him a role from the framework, Christian is a total nerd, so he would unequivocally be Twilight.
Total Twilight energy, just locked in a library somewhere. I mean, his pursuit of going into national parks and conservation and stuff like that is incredibly silly.
It's certainly a choice.
It's just silly. My favorite two words put together is untouched wilderness.
It is quite the aesthetic preference.
And these nerds need to stop bitching about Smokey the Bear being problematic. Smokey the Bear is tight as fuck.
That indeed he is.
I smoked a joint with him once, and before I was about to drop the blunt on the forest floor, he told me, "Yo, bro, don't drop that shit in this untouched wilderness."
A very environmentally conscious bear.
Right. I was like, damn, son, this bear is chill as fuck. Anyway, we need to get into the actual meat of this blueprint. Let's talk about the logistics and the arrivals in Boston.
Right, spanning Wednesday, June 17th and Thursday, June 18th.
What's wild is how they split the party.
It's a fascinating logistical design. You have two separate factions converging on Massachusetts. The first is the Royal Guard, consisting of Mike, Steph, and Sam. They are flying out of Boise on Wednesday, June 17th.
And let me tell you, the dossier shows that they are running an absolute gauntlet. They are flying American Airlines confirmation codes ODMCDK and KMGJGC.
So specific.
Right, and they drag their bags to the Boise airport to leave at 6:26 in the damn morning.
That alone is a brutal start, but the aviation logistics get much worse. They fly into Dallas-Fort Worth, arriving at 10:41 a.m., and they are subjected to a brutal 3-hour and 40-minute layover.
Why? Just why?
They don't fly out of DFW to Boston until 2:30 p.m.
Faux shizzle.
Dude, can you stop saying that? You are not from O-Block.
My bad, my bad. I just get worked up thinking about DFW. Why are they doing a nearly 4-hour layover in Dallas? That is literal purgatory.
It's a massive, sprawling concrete maze.
Exactly. You're just wandering around Terminal D, looking at an overpriced sports bar, your feet hurt, and you're questioning your life choices. They don't land in Boston until 7:20 p.m. They are going to be completely wrecked.
Which is why the strategy for the second faction, the Omaha Elite, is so brilliant.
Yes. Gade, you and Jade arrive a day later. You guys are flying out of Omaha on Thursday, June 18th.
The planners officially designated this as the free day.
Oh, yeah, babe. Now that is hot sauce. You completely bypass that exhausting layover madness. You get to fly in fresh, rested, and ready to dominate the East Coast.
But regardless of when you arrive, everyone is subject to the same strict parameters for baggage. The instructions are ironclad here.
Oh, they are not messing around.
Carry-on bags must be exactly 18 by 14 by 8.5 inches or smaller, and absolutely no food or water is allowed through security.
You have to pack like a minimalist. No giant rolling trunks. And once you finally touch down in Boston, the blueprint presents a massive transit dilemma.
Right, getting from Boston Logan Airport to the Element Lexington Hotel.
For context, the Element Lexington is located at 727 Merritt Road in Lexington, Massachusetts.
It's a fantastic staging ground. The planners paid $1,268 for it way back on February 4th, and crucially, it includes free parking.
But getting there is a strategic nightmare if you make the wrong choice. Option A is the MBTA strategy. Gooby. Listen to the absolute insanity of this public transit route.
It's a lot.
You start at Terminal C. You take the S1 bus to South Station. From there, you haul your bags onto the Red Line subway and ride it all the way to Alewife.
And that's not even the end of it.
Now, once you're at Alewife, you either have to catch Bus 76, which only runs every freaking hour, or you grab a $30 taxi for the final stretch. It is a 2-hour slog.
The alternative is option B, taking a rideshare. An Uber is $65 for 4 people or $120 for 6 people. If we analyze the cost-benefit ratio here, the public transit option is a massive drain on morale.
Are you shitting me? 2 hours on crowded subways and buses with luggage after flying across the country? Just shell out for the fucking Uber. Protect the vibes at all costs. Oh yeah, baby. Now that is hot sauce.
And this logic of prioritizing space and comfort over minor savings extends perfectly to their car rental breakdown.
Oh, totally.
They need a vehicle, because they are eventually driving down the coast and returning the car to IAD Dulles International Airport in Virginia.
The numbers on this are wild. Dollar Thrifty has a standard Corolla for $689. They also offer an SUV for $695.
Meanwhile, Hertz is trying to charge $848 difference for an intermediate SUV.
What a ripoff.
The economic insight here is glaring. For a mere $6 difference, you upgrade from a cramped Corolla to an SUV. When you are embarking on a high-mileage journey with a family, interior cabin space is the most valuable currency you have.
Especially with Peaky Pie sitting in the back seat. You need that extra legroom so people don't start losing their minds. For $6? Oh yeah, baby. Now that is hot sauce. You secure that SUV instantly.
Which brings us to the actual boots-on-the-ground exploration. Friday, June 19th. This is the day they tackle the Freedom Trail.
I am officially declaring this day a deep dive into America's rebellion. We are getting into the grit of how a bunch of colonists lost their absolute minds and decided to take on the British Empire.
The Freedom Trail is a fascinating urban blueprint. It forces you to physically walk through the chronological escalation of the American Revolution. The route begins at the Boston Common, located at 139 Tremont Street.
Oh yeah, baby. Now that is hot sauce. Boston Common is gorgeous. You've got these incredible sweeping willow trees, the little pedestrian bridges.
It's very picturesque.
And right nearby is Acorn Street, which is this narrow cobblestone dream. Jade is going to get some unbelievable rarity-level aesthetic photos right there.
From the natural beauty of the Common, Massachusetts House, and the Park Street Church.
Both of which offer free tours, by the way.
But the historical gravity really hits when you arrive at the Granary Burying Ground on Tremont Street.
I love a spooky old-school graveyard. And this one is stacked.
It is the ultimate who's who of the Revolution. You are standing mere feet away from the remains of Samuel Adams, John Hancock, and Paul Revere.
Wow.
Benjamin Franklin's parents are buried there. Even the victims of the Boston Massacre are interred in that soil. And just down the street is King's Chapel Burying Ground, the oldest graveyard in the city.
That's where John Winthrop is buried.
Yeah.
The very first governor of Massachusetts.
Precisely. It creates this heavy, palpable connection to the past. You see the evolution from the strict Puritan founders directly to the revolutionary firebrands.
Then you move to the Boston Latin School site and the Benjamin Franklin statue. What I love about the dossier is that it points out the live science demos here, the Fells Planetarium, Sir Isaac's Loft. It's interactive shit.
It provides a vital cognitive break. You shift from contemplating mortality to engaging with tangible physics. But right after that, the trail brings us to the site of what the blueprint refers to as the Great Tragedy.
3 Schools Straight. The old corner bookstore. This breaks my heart. It is a fucking Chipotle. I lose my mind every time I think about this. You have one of the most historic literary landmarks in the United States. And now it's serving double meat chicken burrito bowls.
Oh, yeah, baby. Now that is hot sauce. Give me a side of chips.
With my transcendentalism.
It is a profound juxtaposition. You are witnessing the absolute victory of American capitalism overlaying American history.
Moving on from the burrito tragedy, you hit the Old South Meeting House. This is a paid entry, but it's crucial. Built in 1729, this is literally the room where the massive meetings that sparked the Boston Tea Party began.
And right nearby is the Old State House. This is where the Declaration of Independence was first read aloud to the citizens of Boston. If you go inside, you can actually see John Hancock's original coat on display.
Faux shizzle.
Dude, can you stop saying that? You are not from O-Block.
I just love John Hancock's coat. Seeing the actual threads those guys wore, it makes the history so real.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, baby, now that is hot sauce.
Right outside the Old State House is the Boston Massacre site. It's marked by a ring of cobblestones, showing the exact spot where the violent conflict erupted in 1770. From there, you head into the chaos of Faneuil Hall.
Faneuil Hall is nuts.
It provides an intense sensory shift. Over 100 local vendors, colonial gardens, and an overwhelming amount of foot traffic.
Then you push into the north end to see the Paul Revere House. It's a self-guided tour. And you can't talk about Revere without the Old North Church right down the road. You can see exactly where those legendary lanterns were hung. You could even tour the 18th century crypt down below. Oh yeah, baby. Now that is hot sauce.
What's really intriguing is the final burial ground on the trail, Copp's Hill. This is a brilliant thematic link to the next day of the trip.
Man.
Copp's Hill contains the graves of Increase and Cotton Mather.
The infamous Puritan ministers who were deeply entangled in the Salem witch trials.
Exactly. It's also the resting place of Prince Hall, the founder of Black Freemasonry, which adds an entirely different, deeply important layer to the history of liberation in Boston.
To finish the trail, you cross the water to see the big Navy guns, the USS Constitution.
The oldest commissioned naval vessel still afloat in the world.
You can walk the decks and talk to active duty Navy sailors. And finally, the Bunker Hill Monument. Gabe, it's a massive granite obelisk, and you can absolutely crush those 294 steps to the top.
There is also the Boston Tea Party Ships and Museum for $36 if the family wishes to physically throw simulated tea crates into the harbor.
But from a logistical standpoint, after walking that many miles, the primary concern will be caloric intake.
Undoubtedly.
You are going to be starving. And the plans have the food heavily mapped out. You got to get the chowder. I am hyping up the chowder so hard. You hit the Boston and Maine Fish Co., the Boston Chowder Co., or Ned Devine's.
Good option.
If you want pizza, Regina Pizzeria is top tier. And for dessert, oh yeah, baby, now that is hot sauce. You go to the Boston Shipyard, Ben & Jerry's, or you get the Bakey Babka. Do not skip the babka.
Which seamlessly transitions us into Saturday, June 20th. The tone of the expedition shifts entirely here. We move from the revolutionary fervor of Boston to the dark, psychological landscape of Salem.
We are entering the Witch City. Things are getting spooky, mystical, and weird. Oh yeah, baby, no, that is hot sauce.
Salem is a fascinating case study in mass psychology. The dossier outlines several key locations. You have the House of the Seven Gables, which grounds the town in its literary history, but the true core of the visit is the Salem Witch Trials Memorial and the Charter Street Cemetery.
The energy at those sites is incredibly heavy. You can feel the history in the air.
If we look at the causality behind the events of 1692, it connects directly back to the graves of the Mather family we saw at Copp's Hill. The Puritan worldview was inherently paranoid, constantly searching for signs of the devil.
It's terrifying, really.
The memorial in Salem isn't just a spooky tourist trap, it's a terrifying reflection on what happens when institutional panic and mass hysteria override basic human logic. The Gallows Hill Museum and Theater dramatizes this exact breakdown of society.
It's super heavy shit.
Yeah.
Which is why the planners threw in an absolute curveball to balance the day out. The Boston Public Library at 700 Boylston Street.
It is a masterful programming choice.
Right.
The architecture of the Boston Public Library is awe-inspiring. After spending the morning immersed in the darkness of 17th century paranoia, the grand, sweeping halls of the library serve as a monument to enlightenment, reason, and beauty. It resets the family's emotional state.
Oh yeah, baby, now that is hot sauce. I love a massive architectural palate cleanser. And that brings us to Sunday, June 21st, the transition day. The day the family boards the Friendship Express.
But before the highway mileage begins, the dossier provides Sunday morning foundation options.
Search options, yeah.
The family can attend the Union United Methodist Church in the South End at 11:15 a.m., which is a historic Black, multicultural, and highly inclusive congregation. Or they can attend Bethel AME Church in Jamaica Plain at 8 a.m. or 11 a.m., led by Reverend Dr. Ray and Gloria White Hammond.
There's also an optional side quest to hit the John Quincy Adams grave and museum in Quincy. But they can't linger because they have a massive drive ahead. I am officially dubbing this rental SUV the Friendship Express.
Fit in?
And because they are spending hours in this vehicle, we have to talk about the interpersonal strategy. Specifically, we need to talk about Sam. Pinkie Pie.
The spatial dynamics of the SUV are critical. Sam will be in the back seat with Gabe and Jade, and the dossier makes it implicitly clear she absolutely needs to mingle with them back there.
Oh, she has to. The mechanics of how you mingle in a moving vehicle are actually super fascinating.
They really are.
Because mingle is such an incredible word, you know?
Yeah.
It implies a light dynamic energy. I am just so happy that she is mingling. We are talking about premium, high-quality mingle action.
It's a required group activity.
Exactly. Because if you mingle correctly, the 8-hour drive flies by. You have to actively mingle. You share snacks. You point out weird cars. You play music.
You find new ways to mingle every 100 miles.
Yes. The art of the mingle is what separates a bad road trip from a legendary one. So Sam, if you are listening to this, you need to commit to just constant mingling. Do not put those headphones on. You mingle until you cross the damn state line.
It is a vital mechanism for maintaining morale. Now let's analyze the actual route of the Friendship Express.
Let's hit the road.
The first leg takes them from Boston through Hartford and down into New Haven on Interstate 84. It's roughly a 2-hour and 16-minute push.
Their first official stop is the 5 Mile Point Lighthouse at 2 Lighthouse Road in New Haven. Oh yeah, baby, now that is hot sauce. Getting out of the car to stretch your legs and look at a massive historical lighthouse by the water is the perfect way to break up the highway hypnosis.
From New Haven, it's about an hour and 45 minutes into the density of New York City.
Welcome to Manhattan.
Yes. Manhattan, as the legendary pony quote goes. This ain't Appaloosa no more. Oh. Appaloose. The environmental shift is immediate, the pace, the architecture, the politics. Speaking of which, the political landscape of Manhattan provides a perfect character analog. If you look at the local figures, Zohran Mamdani is exactly like Mayor.
It is uncanny. Zohran Mamdani is 100% the mayor of Manhattan. They have the exact same energy. Yeah. Now, while in Manhattan, the family is doing the classics.
They are walking the Brooklyn Bridge, which is iconic, and then hitting the Time Out Market at 55 Water Street for lunch.
The culinary strategy here is solid. The Time Out Market offers incredible views of the skyline, and they have access to elite food options like Funino Pizza or the absolute classic Essa Bagel.
You can't beat it.
Oh yeah, baby, now that is hot sauce. I would do some very dark things for a fresh Essa Bagel right now. And as they finish lunch and look at the skyline, they realize we're halfway there.
From New York, they get back on the Friendship Express and drive another hour and 40 minutes to Philadelphia. This stop is a brilliant narrative bridge. They are visiting Independence Hall and the Liberty Bell at 526 Market Street.
It connects perfectly to Friday. You start the trip in Boston, where the revolution was just a bunch of angry dudes throwing tea, and you stop in Philly, where they actually sat down and codified the rebellion into law. Oh yeah, baby, now that is hot sauce.
But the schedule's tight. They have to keep moving. Another hour on the road brings them to Baltimore.
Faux shizzle.
I'm losing my mind. Dude, can you stop saying that? You are not from Oak Block.
Okay, my bad. But Baltimore is a massive stop. They are hitting Fort McHenry at 2400 East Fort Avenue.
It's a $15 entry fee, and pacing is crucial here because the fort closes at 5 p.m. They have to arrive in time. This is the exact site where the defense against the British inspired the Star-Spangled Banner.
You stand by those cannons looking out over the harbor, and you can literally imagine the rocket's red glare. It's breathtaking. Oh yeah, baby, now that is hot sauce.
And from Baltimore, it's just a 48-minute sprint to the final destination. They drive into Washington, D.C., passing the illuminated dome of the Capitol building before officially arriving at their base.
The Sheraton Reston at 111810 Sunrise Valley Drive in Virginia.
They have made it to Canterlot, baby. This is the seat of power. The big leagues, June 22nd to June 25th.
D.C. functions perfectly as the Canterlot of this analogy. It is the center of the realm where the laws governing the entire landscape are forged.
But we do have to address the massive white-pillared elephant in the room, the White House.
Oh, man. Because according to the dossier's very specific My Little Pony notes, Sprout Cloverleaf lives at the White House.
Yes.
The dossier explicitly says, that motherfucking pony looks so much like our current asshole president and acts like him, too.
To be incredibly clear for our listeners, we are strictly analyzing this through the exact MLP character analogy provided in our source dossier without taking any personal political sides.
Right.
In the show, the character of Sprout Cloverleaf represents a very specific type of blustering energy, and the blueprint is simply making a visual and behavioral comparison to the current executive branch based on that cartoon character's traits. We are just impartially reporting the notes provided.
Exactly. We are just reading the tea leaves of the blueprint. Oh, yeah, baby. No, that is hot sauce. Moving past the executive branch, June 22nd and 23rd are designated as free exploration days. But Wednesday, June 24th, that is Hill Day.
Hill Day is where the trip shifts from a historical vacation into a grueling tactical advocacy mission. The endurance required for this day is staggering.
It is a gauntlet. The day starts at 6:00 with a power breakfast. By 7:00 a.m., they are on the bus. And then they hit the halls of Congress.
The schedule is locked in. At 10:00 a.m., they are in the Rayburn Building meeting with Representative Simpson. At 11:00 a.m., they transition to the Long Earth Building for Representative Fulcher.
Shaking hands with the people who vote on the laws. Oh yeah, baby, now that is hot sauce.
At 12:00 p.m., they cross over to the Senate side, entering the Russell Building to meet with Senator Risch. And finally, at 2:45 p.m., they are in the Dirksen Building with Senator Crapo.
Back-to-back mingling with senators.
It is high-stakes advocacy, and the craziest part of the day. At 4:00 p.m., there is a scheduled sing-along by the Taft Memorial.
A political sing-along just blows my mind. A bunch of exhausted people from Idaho belting out songs next to a bell tower in Canterlot. I love it. Oh yeah, baby, now that is hot sauce. But the dossier reveals a massive plot twist for Hill Day.
The early departures.
Yes, Mike, Princess Luna, and Sam, Pinkie Pie, tap out early. They abandon the party.
They do.
They catch Southwest Flight AK-2LQ8 at a DCA at 9:45 a.m., routing through Chicago Midway and landing back in Boise at 3:45 p.m. They miss the senator meetings and the sing-along entirely.
This leaves a much smaller, highly focused strike team for the grand finale on Thursday, June 25th.
The final day. They hit the National Mall. The plans say they have free tickets to go up the Washington Monument, but they have to line up at the Lodge on 15th Street starting at 8:45 a.m.
A very early start.
Oh yeah, baby. Now that is hot sauce. Going up that elevator and looking down over all of Canterlot is the perfect way to end it. They also might catch the musical Suffs, which is all about the women's suffrage movement.
A deeply fitting thematic capstone to a journey that began with the rebellious history of Boston.
But Gooby, this is the bittersweet part. Thursday, June 25th is the end of the line for you.
Yeah.
You and Jade fly out of D.C. today, heading back to Omaha. Your epic run on the Friendship Express is over.
Which leaves only one person remaining on the East Coast, Princess Celestia. Steph.
The ultimate boss.
We need to analyze her elite side quests because her schedule operates on a completely different plane of leadership.
She's playing 4D chess while everyone else is playing checkers.
Her operation actually began way back on Monday, June 9th with a business casual council chairs meeting.
Damn.
By Tuesday, Juneteenth, she was in school colors attending National Assembly Day 1 and Collegiate Summit Day 2, which included a 7:30 p.m. Hill Day orientation.
Faux shizzle.
Dude, can you stop saying that? You are not from O-Block.
I just can't handle how prepared she is. She laid the groundwork for the entire Canterlot operation weeks before anyone else even arrived. That is why she is Princess Celestia.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe now that is hot sauce.
And she remains on site until the very end. She doesn't fly home until Friday, June 26th. She takes Southwest Flight ODM CDK from DCA to Midway, landing in Boise at 5:11 p.m.
Incredible.
She is the first to start planning and the absolute last to leave the battlefield.
An absolute legend. And that brings us to the end of this insane blueprint. The sheer scale of this journey from Boston to D.C. is staggering. It is a masterclass in logistics, history, and family endurance.
It truly is an odyssey. And Gabe, as you prepare to pack your bags, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought.
Hit him with it.
When you are standing on those raw cobblestones at the Boston Massacre site on Friday, feeling the chaotic, desperate energy of a grassroots rebellion, and then a few days later you are shaking hands in the manicured marble halls of the Rayburn Building in D.C., I want you to consider the evolution of American power. From literal rocks thrown in the freezing street to precisely scheduled 15-minute meetings in Canterlot. How much has the actual mechanism of rebellion really changed, or has it just put on a nicer suit?
Balls. That is heavy. That's the kind of thought that rattles around in your brain while you're staring out the window of the Friendship Express. Gooby, you are Spike. Jade, you are that flawless, derpy, rarity hybrid. You two are going to absolutely crush this. Take the photos, eat the chowder, survive the mingling, and don't let Sprout Cloverleaf ruin your vibe. Have the best damn time out there. Oh yeah, baby. Now that is hot sauce.